edge of a quiet village, where the fields turned silver in the morning light, lived a curious teenager named Lena. Lena loved stories, especially the ones her grandmother told about a secret kingdom hidden beyond the hills, guarded by ancient magic and rare treasures. Among all those tales, one stood out. It was the story of the crystal apple, a glowing fruit said to hold the memory of an entire kingdom.
You are doing splendidly. Keep up the good work.
According to legend, whoever found it could heal what was broken and restore what was lost. But no one had seen it for hundreds of years, and most villagers believed it was just that, a story. Lena didn't. One summer evening, as the sun dipped behind the mountains, her grandmother grew quiet. She opened a wooden box, lined with faded blue cloth, and placed something on the table. It was a map, fragile, hand-drawn, and shimmering with faint silver ink. I think, her grandmother whispered, it's time someone truly brave looked for the hidden kingdom. Lena's heart raced. You believe it's real? Her grandmother smiled gently. I believe you are meant to discover the truth. That night, Lena packed a small bag, bread, water, a notebook, and the strange map, and promised she would return with answers. The next morning, Lena followed the map's winding symbols past the wheat fields and into the forest. The deeper she walked, the cooler the air became, and the light took on a soft green glow. Birds sang unfamiliar songs, and tiny sparks floated near the roots of old trees like drifting fireflies. By midday, she reached a stone arch covered in ivy. It wasn't tall, and it didn't look magical at all until she stepped closer. The map shimmered in her hands. The archway hummed softly, as if waking from a long dream. With a breath, Lena stepped through. The world changed. Beyond the arch stretched a valley that didn't exist on any ordinary map. Waterfalls shimmered like fallen stars, floating islands drifted lazily in the sky, and crystal-bright towers rose from distant cliffs.
Do not be afraid. Come closer, little one.
A golden light spread across the land like dawn that never ended. She had found the hidden kingdom. But it wasn't full of laughter and music like in the stories. The air carried quiet sadness. Many buildings were cracked.
She's in grave danger. We have to help her.
Indeed.
We pledge our aid.
Listen closely, young ones. The forest speaks in whispers and roars. Yes, Flora.
Observe closely, young one. The runes shift with intent.
Gardens drooped as though they had forgotten how to bloom. In the center of the valley stood a grand palace with windows dark as night. Someone spoke behind her. You shouldn't be here. Lena spun around. A boy about her age stood there, wearing a cloak the color of storm clouds. His eyes were sharp, but not unfriendly, more like he'd grown used to watching everything carefully. I'm not here to cause trouble, Lena said, lifting the map. I'm looking for the crystal apple. At the words, the boy stiffened. That's not something to chase. People disappear trying to find it. My grandmother thinks it can help, Lena replied softly. He studied her a moment. My name is Aaron. This kingdom once belonged to my family. If you truly want to help, then I'll guide you. Aaron led Lena through silent streets. He explained that long ago, the kingdom had flourished because its people shared wisdom and kindness openly. To protect their most precious memories, they created the crystal apple, storing within it everything that defined who they were: songs, histories, hopes. But fear grew. Leaders worried outsiders would misuse their secrets. So the apple was locked away, sealed with enchantments that only the pure-hearted could unlock. Over time, people forgot how to trust one another. The kingdom began to dim, as though its very heart had gone missing. And now, Aaron said quietly, the apple rests somewhere in the maze of echoes, guarded by trials that mirror the traveler's own faults. Lena listened carefully. So the maze doesn't just test strength. It tests truth, Aaron answered. They reached the great palace gates. Beyond them stretched a path of pale stone leading toward a canyon of bright, twisting rock. The maze of echoes waited inside. Aaron hesitated. I'll walk with you as far as I can. They stepped into the canyon. Immediately, the air filled with whisper-soft, echoing voices that sounded like distant versions of themselves. Turn back, Lena, one voice murmured. You're not ready. She shivered. It's like the maze knows what I'm afraid of. Aaron nodded. It always does. The first chamber they entered looked like a hall of mirrors, except the reflections moved differently. Lena saw versions of herself stumbling, failing, giving up. Each reflection repeated the same words. You'll ruin everything if you try. Her chest tightened. For a moment she believed them. But then she remembered her grandmother's faith and the reason she came. I don't have to be perfect, Lena told the reflections. I just have to keep going. The mirrors cracked not with violence, but like thin ice melting. The path ahead opened. In the next chamber, it was Aaron's turn. They stood on a bridge suspended over a bottomless void. Across the chasm, a figure appeared. It looked like Aaron's father. Wearing a royal crown, you failed us, the figure said. You let the kingdom fade. Aaron froze. Lena saw the pain flicker across his face. That's not fair, she said gently. He was just a child, but the echo wasn't speaking to her. It spoke to Aaron's deepest fear that everything wrong in the kingdom was somehow his fault. Aaron clenched his fists. I miss you, he whispered to the echo. But I can't carry the entire kingdom alone. I can only try to make things better now. The illusion faded, the bridge solidified beneath their feet. They continued, passing challenges that demanded honesty, patience, and compassion, sharing water with strangers carved from stone, solving riddles that required both of their perspectives, and choosing paths where they had to trust one another completely. Finally, they reached the heart of the maze. A towering tree stood there, its branches bare, its bark cracked. Suspended above it, slow spinning like a captured star, was the crystal apple. It glowed with soft colors drifting inside like moving constellations. Lena stepped closer. A final barrier of light shimmered between her and the apple. Words formed within the glow. Lena thought carefully. She could ask for fame. She could ask for power. She could even ask for the kingdom's treasures. But she remembered the withered gardens, the broken windows, the look in Aaron's eyes when he spoke of his home. I seek to return what belongs to this kingdom, she said. Not to own it, only to help it live again. The barrier dissolved. The crystal apple drifted into her hands, cool and trembling, filled with memories whispering like wind through leaves. Images flashed before her eyes, children laughing beside fountains.
We did it, Arion! We finally did it!
Yes, Lyra, it's finally over.
Elders teaching songs, festivals of lanterns floating into night. She felt the beauty of a community that once trusted one another deeply. Then the apple pulsed. Light surged from it, racing through the maze, up the canyon walls, and across the valley. Lena and Aaron shielded their eyes as color rushed back into everything. Flowers unfurled instantly, cracked towers healed. Windows brightened, waterfalls sang, the kingdom was waking. But the apple grew heavier, as though the memories longed to return home. Aaron looked at Lena. It needs to be placed in the Hall of Roots, he said. That's where all our stories began. They hurried to the palace, through doors that opened willingly now. In the center hall stood a great circular stone engraved with the outlines of branches and leaves. Lena carefully set the crystal apple in the center, the stone lit with gold. A warm breeze swept through the palace.
Hooray for the princess!
Long live the prince and princess!
We love you, Lyra.
Carrying voices grateful, relieved like echoes freed from time. People began emerging from homes and towers, blinking in wonder at the restored kingdom. Color returned to their faces, along with hope. Elders bowed gratefully to Lena and Aaron. Children ran laughing through the courtyards. Musicians tentatively played the first notes of songs that hadn't been heard
By
in
the power
decades.
vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Aaron turned to Lena. "You didn't just bring back the apple," he said. "You reminded us why it mattered." Lena smiled.
With this tear, I pledge my heart to you, Arion,
And I, my love, promise you my strength and devotion
forever.
Your people did the rest. That evening, they stood on a balcony overlooking the valley. The sky was streaked with violet and gold. Lanterns floated upward, glowing softly, each carrying a wish. The kingdom felt alive yet calm, grounded, peaceful. "My grandmother will want to know everything," Lena said. Aaron nodded. "And your village should know the kingdom doesn't want to hide anymore. We can share what we've learned carefully, wisely." He paused. "Will you come back?" "Of course," Lena said, "but not to take anything. Only to learn and to visit a friend." Aaron smiled in a way that carried gratitude, not grandeur. "Then the gates will always open for you."
What a beautiful morning! Almost as beautiful as you, my love.
The ivy-covered stone arch shimmered once more as Lena stepped through. The hidden kingdom faded behind her like a dream, yet the warmth stayed in her chest.
To see everyone out
Back
today.
home, her grandmother was
Master
waiting on the
Thistlewick,
porch.
Your crops look
Well,
splendid
she
as
asked.
always.
Lena hugged her tightly. "It's real, and it's beautiful, and they're not lost anymore." The ivy-covered stone arch shimmered once more as Lena stepped through. The hidden kingdom faded behind her like a dream, yet the warmth stayed in her chest. Back home, her grandmother was waiting on the porch. "Well," she asked. Lena hugged her tightly.
The little dragon softly glowed, watching the stars spin slowly in the night sky.
"It's real, and it's beautiful, and they're not lost anymore." That night, the villagers saw a new sparkle across the horizon, as if the stars themselves had moved closer.
Catch me if you can. I'm gonna get you. Wait for me.
Over time, trade began between the village and the hidden kingdom, not of gold or jewels, but of knowledge, art, and kindness. The map remained in its blue-lined box, no longer a mystery, but a promise. And whenever doubt crept into Lena's heart, she remembered the voice in the maze and the answer she had given. Some treasures aren't meant to be owned, they are meant to be shared. That night, as Lena slept, the crystal apple pulsed once more, revealing a faint crack no one had noticed before. And deep beneath the palace, something awakened.